ETA is a weird and wild storm. Yeah, I think it's a tropical storm right now. Oh, sidebar. Everybody's fighting. If you think that's a big storm, hey, check out this one that is happening up here. Or check out this one that is happening over here. Anyways, we are 10 days into wild, wacky, crazy 2020 November. And I'm mildly obsessed with TS ETA is now, it has been in big battles with super duper dry air or atmospheric defense or asteroid fight club or prayer warriors. But this thing is definitely a fighter. And now it is getting pushed back into Florida. Good news is, it's not a major storm, but it's still bringing heavy rain. Florida's been getting a lot of rain. And so I'm obsessed with it. And, if you want to watch me talk about its happenings now, then come on along for the ride. So it's like Trump and Republicans and Biden and Democrats are a divorced couple, and the United States of America is the children. And that's what we're going through. Like before the holidays, they're having a knockdown, drag out, fight, when we should be focusing on, how we can have the best Thanksgiving and Christmas possible. But no, I don't think that's going to be the case. So with Mars going direct on like the 13th and Pluto and Jupiter having their third conjunction of 2020 on the 12th, and then we got a new moon. It's going to be a wild week. I'm just letting everybody know. So buckle up and buckle in, because the rest of November is going to be crazy and winter is coming. And so, hey, have you guys watched The Queen's Gambit on Netflix? I'm through 3 episodes and it's really good. Plus the main character, her name is Anya. She's 24. She's good. I recommend it if you like chess, especially. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but inside it's delightful. Whenever there's no place to go. Let it snow in Minnesota. Alexandria, let us know. Let us know. Climate crisis could kill off giant great tits. Scientists warn. Scientists say a lot of shit. So apparently, Hurricane Man says ETA is heading back to Miami for some Cuban coffee before heading to Tampa. I definitely think you could throw the models out the window with this storm. They had it doing a bunch of funky stuff. I mean, it's still doing funky stuff, but just not in the direction that they had guessed. And then we got this storm to watch, which earlier models had suggested it was coming to the Gulf, but models are now saying the high pressure that is here, and you can see it, will push it straight into here. So at first the storms were hitting Louisiana. Now they're hitting the Yucatan Peninsula in patterns. And then you have Storm Theta. Like, man, this is a lot of storms. What a wild and crazy hurricane season 2020 has been. But overall, we haven't been totally destroyed, though Louisiana took a lot of hits. But Louisiana Cajuns are tough, so we haven't lost a lot of people from Louisiana, so that is great news. But the rain is definitely coming. The Pac Northwest is going to be under a very wet, wild pattern for a week. And then the eastern seaboard central is going to be getting a lot of rain. And I would guess Florida is probably going to be getting a lot more rain than this projection suggests. This projection suggests this area and this green area and this green area won't be getting any more rain for a week. With ETA being pushed towards, I don't think that's correct. But we will see. Mysteries abound, my friends. And it's almost comet season. For whatever reason, comets seem to come around Thanksgiving and Christmas for the holidays. And we have a photogenic comet approaching Earth. Comet Atlas C2020 M3 is approaching Earth. Its closest approach on November 14th will be 0.358 AU astronomical units away. Not quite close enough to make it a naked eye object, but can you say photo op? So we will probably get great photos of it, though not as good as NEO-Eyes. And so that's interesting, and it's exciting. if you're into that type of thing. The sun is definitely starting to wake up. We've got this giant sunspot, which has been very active with C-class solar flares as it's been facing Earth. We had this, which was a sunspot. And then we have even more sunspots, 1, 2, I would guess, rolling around on the limb of the sun. So that is super duper 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 exciting, in my opinion, as we move away from a solar minimum to a solar maximum. And that is great news, in my opinion, because you get your like crappy worst times during solar minimums and your good happy fun times during solar maximum. And so things will slowly begin to improve and max out in about 2025. And so I am keeping hope and optimism alive. And I sure hope you don't mind. That definitely looks like a new sunspot that'll be rolling around. Will that one be? I don't know. Yay. And I definitely think the sun is going to be totally lit around Christmas. And so, double, triple yay. But I got to say, if I was going to do some crazy fear-mongering, that is going to happen now. Quote unquote, don't be scared, just be ready. That this will be the third, like, Jupiter came around and conjuncted with Pluto around the first spike of the coronavirus, and then it retrograded backwards across Pluto for the second spike of the coronavirus. And so on the 12th, you're getting your third Jupiter and Saturn conjunction. And so we're looking for a spike in the virus and just overall wackiness. And that won't happen again for another 11 years. And I will be excited because I'm definitely not a fan of the Pluto energy. But, I still believe the reason that this year has been so wacky is because you have these three planets kind of in the same Capricorn airspace or sky space, heaven space. And that shit only happens like every 80,000 years. So that's just a Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto party apparently is not the greatest group mixing. So I'm just telling everybody to be prepared. And with Mars going direct around the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, I'm definitely looking at this next week is going to be wild. It's going to be crazy and it's going to be weird. So please be ready for it if you can. So yeah, things are weird and they're going to keep getting weirder. Look at that. It's like a giant S or snake. Pat be like, don't you dare, Etta. But Etta be like, you're not my mom. You can't tell me what to do. I will head to Key West or to Florida if I want to. Yeah, but like I said, luckily the dry air is kicking its ass. So right now it's just a tropical storm. And Floridians, I think, can handle tropical storms, though just be smart. The GFS is keeping it close to west central Florida early Thursday here, weakening on its landfall to north as it turns northeast. Lots to watch. Close enough to have effects even without a direct impact on Tampa and surrounding areas. Seattle be like, oh, snow. And Craig Seetsy is pointing out that only a couple hundred miles separate a tornado watch from a winter storm warning earlier in Wisconsin, as Wisconsin has both. You gotta love November. And you gotta love the House of Pies, baby. I know somebody's out there like, I hate pies. I'm like, okay, weirdo. Make Earth fun again. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. But definitely, make Earth fun again. Pretty please. It is cuddling weather in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But yeah, weather deck showing us you had some severe storms sweeping through the Midwest. And so, exciting times now and exciting times ahead for you and I. And super happy birthday to all the Marines out there. The few, the proud, the Marines. Semper Fi, always faithful, baby. Thank you. You guys are badass. And whereas Etta's doing its thing by Florida, you have Etua slamming Vietnam. Tropical storm Vamco is bearing down on the Philippines and is forecast to strengthen to typhoon and also strike Vietnam. So they have two storms rolling in and causing problems. This area has had more than its share of tropical storms and flooding in 2020. But who knows? Maybe the mini ice age will happen next year. Does anybody know? Okay. There's going to be a big heat up over the next 24 hours. The Pacaya volcano in Guatemala is having ash emissions that have increased and could affect aviation. Hey, it's like what would happen if Jupiter and Saturn got married? Jaturn. You know, I could say turn around, don't drown, but people don't always have to take my advice. I bet it's hard to give advice to people in Lamborghinis. That is definitely some gutsy. Maybe it's a submarine. Maybe that's like a James Bond car, and it was built for it. All I know is I try not to get water in my engine if I do have a car, but I don't. So she'll be coming around the corner when she comes. Yeah, so we're still watching out for a possible Thanksgiving hurricane. I mean, it is going to be 2020 for the rest of the year. So zip zap pow. Please keep your cool if you can. And I'm going to try and stay optimistic in the face of all things, because it's what I like to do. All right. God bless everyone. You are amazing. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a great night. Let's have a great week. Let us finish the year strong. God bless all of us. Merry Christmas.